So it's a form of punishment. Well, they're out there announcing their damn names, and of course, you know, the schools are just right here, and I can hear the intercom. You know, and it's so like you're announcing these kids' names out, you know, for all the neighborhoods around here to hear, and you know, it's a punishment. So it's kind of like busting them out. You know what I'm saying? So I got mad, and I went back in there, and I told him I want to see the principal. You know, and you know, I told him because I got pretty ugly about it, and I was like, you know, I said y'all put out all that bullshit about bullying and this and that, and then y'all out here embarrassing them, you know, calling out their names. And I said, not to mention that some pedophile is somewhere around here close. You're giving all these people's names out, man. And he was like, well, that's just a program we got. And I said, I bet you won't have it tomorrow. And I went straight to the superintendent of the school system, and I told him, I said, these damn kids get called out one more time. I said, I'm going to every news station I can find, every newspaper I can find. I'm going to bring so much heat down on this school for this. I said, y'all have quit doing it. And sure enough, the next day, man, they quit doing it. You know, he agreed with me, and and I basically didn't give him a choice. That's kind of another reason why I wanted, another reason why I wanted my son to just bring him home and homeschool, because, man, I end up getting in trouble.
Yeah.
That's dumb shit, Well,
my neighbor, he got a kick out of it because one of his boys, which we moved him somewhere else. He's up there where y'all at. But that boy, when they needed somebody to go in, the doors locked at the schoolhouse and got a police officer in there. Daddy couldn't make it, and he got me down. They told me to go on in, so I go to the door. I couldn't even get in. And then he had to verify that I am on the list to pick up the kid, and anything that happens, I'm the one that can go to. You know what they told me right off the bat? We still got to talk to the daddy, and if he's not here, we're just going to keep the kid here inside the school. So I had to call his daddy to come and get him out of school. Anyway, I was the one supposed to pick him up.
I know that's an inconvenience, but I understand that. I mean, there's some ballsy creeps out there, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I could understand.
I'd rather be inconvenienced for 30, 45 seconds, than have my kid diddled and me be sitting in prison for life for murder. You know what I mean?
Yeah. My aunt, she's a teacher. She got a kick out of it because she's in the same school area. And she actually showed my name and a picture of me on their list, and that guy still wasn't going to let me get that kid. Anyway, the daddy says I can't.
I know we had an incident like that, I think, a while back when he was younger, where his grandma could pick him up, but they still had to call and verify it with one of us.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys know some of these families. Just because somebody's on the list doesn't mean that they're
family.
Something could have happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Between getting put on that list and the time that you actually get to pick up that kid, you could have murdered that whole damn family. You know what I mean? You got to think of things like that too.
Yeah, but that's the main reason that's the reason he got his kid out, because he didn't want to keep running back and forth for his kids, and he's got people on the list that can pick them up, and they just didn't want to pick him up.
And see, that's kind of one of the issues too. That if you think about it, is that people are so, I can't be inconvenienced for the sake of safety that I have, it's your damn kid. Take 5 seconds to verify it. I mean,
yeah,
I look at it like that, because in the long run, the risk versus reward, 45 seconds out of your day is not going to kill you,
My other aunt, she quit her school area because of 2 reasons. Every time somebody come to pick up their kids, she had to move certain books out of the way so they didn't know it, and she figured it out. They was brainwashing them kids. She said, fuck that. And I agreed with her.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's the main problem we were having, is they were slowly trying to introduce that social justice bullshit. So I called the superintendent about it. I wouldn't give him my name because I don't want my boy to be singled out. You know what I mean? I mean, straight A student, football player, one of pretty boy sons of bitches. You know what I mean? So I don't want him to be called out. You know what I mean? Because some of these teachers over the last couple of years, the kid wears a Trump hat in there. She'll try to shame him, send him out. So we got that shit even out here in small town and stuff. It's small incidents, but it's still here. So they started sending home some homework talking about explain your perfect utopia and stuff like this, and then trying to slowly bring it into how can you get all the genders and stuff and everybody in this utopia and all this other shit. So I called the superintendent and I asked him, I was like, how can I find out everything that my son is being taught this entire year? You know what I mean? And it turned out to be some whole kind of thing where he basically called me a conspiracy nut and said I have a vivid imagination, and basically hung up on me. Just because I wanted to know what my son was being taught. So I was like, you know what? Fuck you.
That ought to tell you all you need to know right there. I mean, that's pretty plain and simple. That how dare you question what they are teaching your kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck them, man.
Well,
Sorry.
Tim, he did this number right here. His daughter, he wanted to know exactly what was going on because she's at that age about birds and the bees. And he asked exactly that question, what they was teaching her in school about the birds and the bees at her age. He didn't like it, so he took her out and said he's just teach everything that he's supposed to be doing. And I agreed with him on it because Angel, she really didn't give a shit what that teacher was saying. But then later on, he found out that, hey, that birds and the bees was a little bit more than even me and you supposed to be knowing.
The sad thing is, 7 and 8-year-olds know more about that freaky, nasty stuff than we did, when we were in our 20s. Just because they got a damn Google button.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the thing about it here at our house is my wife is pretty computer savvy, and she's got stuff that if you click on them, hell, I clicked on a website that, and it wasn't nothing like no porn or nothing. I don't really care about watching that crap anymore. I did when I was younger, but I clicked on something and it did an 18-year-old or up or whatever. And my wife comes out here and she's like, "What are you clicking on?" And I was like, "What?" And I was showing her, and she goes, "Oh, okay," and it just she's got some security stuff, man. Them kids of ours ain't gonna click on shit, without my wife.
Well, Angel, I like her.
My son had to teach me everything about this computer. That's the sad thing about it. He could block me before I could block him.
Now, me, I like Angel because she'll come over the house, and if I ain't out the house when she yells, something's wrong. So she'll come and check up on me like I'm her big brother or her uncle. And I'll be damned, one day I actually did hurt my back real bad, and she made sure everybody knew I was hurt. I was going like, damn, I have to respect that little girl. She's smart.
Yeah.
So,
exactly. Carmen, it's like we get the thing. It's just a general guideline. Like, this is the topic we're talking about, but that topic encompasses 10,000 different, subtopics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all probably see her up here during the spring and summer. She'll come in the man cave. She'll probably clean the damn thing up and make me mad, but I ain't going to argue with that little girl because she helped me when my back went completely out. That got me. The good thing about her is that she will not go in no one's house that they got bedrooms in. She will not go in no one's house at all without her mom and daddy being there, and I agree with it. But she comes in my man cave, first thing she does is pick up what she wants, like a drink or ice cream, and go back out.
I like that.
You can count her as my kid, in other words.
Yeah. Like, yeah, that's what a lot of people don't understand is sometimes you got to hurt somebody to help them.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, that's really funny though that Combat said that because back in the day, man, when I was growing up, you had a beef with somebody and y'all went out back behind the gym or whatever and knuckled down, and then you were it taught respect, man. That's why a lot of these kids ain't got no damn respect because they ain't had that ass whoop,
Yep.
You get that ass whoop, or even if you whoop ass, but you get them knuckles across that head a few times, you kind of start to learn to respect somebody. You're like, well, shit, I ain't gonna talk nothing to him no more,
Well, I like Ken and them the way they do their boys and Angel, her oldest brothers. when they get too barky and they think they're being men, Daddy'll take them right outside and say, hey, you're being a man now. You turned 21. He just knocked the shit out of them. And they go like, well, what you do that for? Well, I asked you to do something and you didn't want to do it, and then you call me a motherfucker. Oh, do it again. And Daddy just straightened them out. And it was right off the bat. And I started asking each one of them that question. They said, this is how when he hit a certain age, we went from spanking to treating them as full-grown men. If they're going to act like one, we're going to treat them like one. And them boys are just like that. They'll walk up to each one of y'all and say, yes, sir, no, sir. And if they know your name, they'll say your name and then say, sir. I mean, you can't get no better kids than that. But 99% of kids won't do that.
Jeep. Yeah, we don't.
I've only had to spank my boy once, and that was when he was like 6 because he pushed my old lady's bike over onto my bike. So it was kind of like he was putting his hand up against the exhaust doing, the bouncy thing.
Yeah.
And suddenly bumped hers over. And it like hurt my feelings more, you know what I mean? So bad to do it. I mean, he ain't never been whooped since then because he ain't never done nothing to deserve it. But, so I come from the school of, I'm like the last generation of good ass whoopings. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, I 100% promote spanking a kid's ass because some of them need it. But I also understand the fact that a lot of these people, I'm guilty of it myself. Sometimes you get so caught up in the comfort that you want to bubble wrap them from some things so you kind of slack off a little bit. So I think we all need to be a little bit more self-aware of like, hey, maybe we're actually hurting him by being too soft on him. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man, this, even like when my boy was, real young, and he had hurt himself, cut himself or something, I told my wife, from the start, I was like, we're not going to baby him, if he needs stitches, we're going to take him and get stitches, no big deal. Man, if it's a little cut and it's bleeding a little bit, we're going to wipe it out, clean it, take care of it, bandage, whatever, make sure it don't get infected, things like that. Yeah, we're going to take care of him, but we ain't going to make a great big deal out of it, you know. You cut yourself. Okay, no big deal,
That's what a lot of it is. A child will react based on how you react. So if you see something that's, even if they got a leg, half their damn legs hanging off, don't freak out because then they're going to freak out.
That's what got me.
Figure out how to deal with it.
That's what got me with Angel and them. Angel and a couple of Mexican kids and a couple more, I'll say brown skin because I don't know where they're from. But they all, when they get hurt, they just look at it, walk over to me. I need first aid, and I'll just look at it, and I'll even tell them, that right there needs to be a Band-Aid, a little bit of peroxide. They'll go get the stuff and do it themselves, and I'll be going, that's how you teach them. And
everybody feels like they need to overcompensate. They're like, oh, I got a splinter. Let me go, to the ER or the walk-in clinic and then walk around with this giant bandage for 5 days. And, man, rub some dirt on it.
Well, I got one Mexican kid that got me really surprised. He actually got a hold of his friend's daddy's knife and actually slid his palm right here real quick. That little boy sat there and asked me how bad was it, and I told him it ain't that bad. That's still can be band-aided. Then I got a piece of meat and I showed him how deep it is that you might need stitches. That kid just looked at me going like, now I know. And I didn't say nothing else.
The top of Josh's head ends and the wall paint begins.
Hold on.
Josh got a baldy, boy.
Damn it, where'd it go?
It's so shiny. It looks like it's a green screen behind me, but no, just my bald head.
You do have that outline like you're in front of a green screen.
I do. I've got that just drink all night glow.
I ain't paying $25 to get a haircut.
Right.
What's going on with you, man? What are you doing today?
I finally made it on here.
I know you've been kind of slacking. My feelings were hurt.
I hope they weren't.
I'm sensitive.
I was on Dangerous After Dark last night. You don't pay attention, man. You go on there for like 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, I've
That's
been on
what
there all night.
I've only wanted to jump on here for like 15, 20 minutes just to, like, hey, what's going on? Get used to it. I look down, I'm like, damn, it's been 3 hours? What the hell?
Right.
Well, I got on him at one time at 7, and I didn't end until damn about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I ain't doing that no more. My wife got mad at me, big time. I have to cook for that. And I didn't like cooking.
There you go, combat.
Northern Grow Hobbies, what's going on?
Damn, just waking up. It's about the same time up there in Canada that it is here, ain't it?
12:38 here.
Y'all waiting on that girls' night?
I think they got about the same time zone.
So, hey, guys, 8 minutes ago was how long the official show would have lasted, starting next week. Check me out. Just saying. Okay, resume.
What's it going to then?
It's going to be from 10:30 to 12:30.
All right. It's a really good time, man. It's a really good time.
That's why right now, I ain't going to lie, I'm trying to get my watch hours up right now, and I'm just, playing with buttons, getting used to it, and hanging out with some cool-ass people. So,
Well, me, I'm picking out the guys that I'm going to have on mine. And when I do, I'm going to tell you ahead of time. If I don't email you, I might just tell you right there on chat or live stream. So y'all can come and check me out.
I've spent nearly this whole day watching live.
I know I'm sitting in the hammock right now just chilling, so if I wasn't on here, I'd just be watching somebody else. So I'm like, damn, I might as well do it.
Yeah, Sunday's usually because like I said, I'm normally, Friday night and Saturday night, doing them late live streams and trying to mess around and get some stuff done around the house. And so Sunday's usually my, kick back and don't do a whole lot day,
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's the only day where I'm really not doing anything. I don't do the church stuff, so, it's just like a lazy day. Might as well do something.
Well, next week is crappie area in my area, so I'm going to be getting around close to the shorelines. And I'm going to try to do like the bears and snatch them out of the water.
Hey, I'd watch that.
What do we have?
I want to see Jamesklontz out there trying to do some bushcraft in the middle of a hurricane.
Got to get one here in North Carolina. That's what I want. I wanted to level my city so I can start up my own little business. We'll do tree work and houses.
That's a fucked up business model, James.
Hey, you got to think. Got to do like carpentry. You go like Jesus did. You got to cut the tree down, then you got to build your house.
Okay.
And he was in the desert, so I wait on dust storms.
How long did you stay on there last night?
So like 5 in the morning, I think.
Dad, gone.
I didn't mean to. It was a really light. I wasn't like really drinking before, and I sat there and we went over to a friend's house, and I jumped on with you guys while I was over there. Well, it was a friend of hers, anyways. And I was like, okay, I'm taking the kids so we can go home because I was like the only dude there, and it was getting late. So I brought the kids home, put them to sleep, and she didn't call me to come pick her up until like 1:30 in the morning. I was like, ah, crap. So I went and picked her up, and then I came back, and I was like, well, I'm up. So I started drinking a couple more beers, and
that was it.
I didn't get on there and argue any last night, did you?
I have no idea.
Hey, Josh, how many push-ups you do?
You don't?
No, I don't. I don't have any idea. I know some of the stuff that was talked about, but I don't remember all of it. I mean, half the time it's kind of bullshit,
Yeah.
I seem to have a problem with the late night shows where I'll leave it playing and then I'll fall asleep and wake up 3 or 4 hours later and they're still going.
That's the only thing I don't hang out very long whenever some of them late night chats, man, it gets to where you're, you know what I'm saying? You're
too many people.
Too many people drinking, and boy, and somebody gets passionate about something, and a big argument breaks out, and I'm just usually I'll turn my camera off and turn my mic off, sit there for a minute and wait and see if they stop, and if it gets worse, I just X out. I'm gone. I don't like all that, you know.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it figured out where the timing is, where you got so many people, and then you get two or three people talking at the same time, and everything starts glitching out, and it just turns. I can't do it.
Hey Josh, how many push-ups you do? How many push-ups you do?
Today?
Yeah.
None today, man. I just got up.
What's the goal for today, man?
I don't know yet. I'm supposed to be doing that right now, but I wanted to jump on here. I didn't know how long you were going to be recorded. So I wanted to jump up in here and say, hey.
Are you going to do my challenge?
To a couple of fine gentlemen up here, and Patriot.
You going to do my challenge this week or next week? Bargaining. It's bargaining. $40. That's all you got to use.
Okay. Yeah, man, I'll try to get it done.
I'm still working on your damn minnow trap challenge.
It ain't hard.
I know it ain't hard. But I got to do it big, man.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man. No, I'll have to go in there, man. Oh, damn it. I'll look at it, though. I'll look at it, man. When did you propose it?
I posted it on your channel twice. On
my
live
channel?
stream, yeah.
Okay, hold up. Was it within the last couple of days?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I even challenged Tribe.
I had a little too much. I'm going back dry again. No beer, no whiskey, no nothing.
I'm watching your old videos. You're young. I'm old.
Man, he was drinking butt beer the other night, man.
Black butt?
Yeah, black butt. That's what it was called. Yeah.
It was good. It was good. It sounds weird to say that it tastes good on live stream, but it's a good beer. Let me clarify.
He was drinking black butt and I don't know, some crazy dog or some beer. I don't know. He had a bunch of different beers there.
Well, I looked at his products for his duffel bags and stuff. I'm going like, darn, me and Airborne has the same shit. That was cool as hell.
What was it? Last night? Well, yeah.
Yeah, yesterday.
Someone brought out some gummies, Hutch. And yeah, I was fine with that.
I'm doing my morning constitutional right now while you guys are talking.
No, okay, so hey, Cherokee, now that I'm of sound mind because I've had a little sip of coffee, $40, and I do what?
What you do, you can go to a flea market or any place, and you try not to go past that $40. You just try to bargain your ass off to get the guy to break it down cheaper.
Okay, and just get as much as I can. That's useful.
Whatever you want, but it's got to stay under the $40. You and Tribe.
My wife's gonna love this.
Hey, women are masters of it.
I tell her we're going flea market bargaining. She's going to be like, let's make a day of it.
Right? I do everything I can to avoid going shopping with my wife. I can't just be like, hey, Jamesklontz sent you the challenge. Let's do it. She'd be like, what the hell's wrong with you? I'm like, I know, right?
Well, I put a challenge on her, and I'll be damned, I ended up doing the challenge. We did it at a Korean
Don't be trying to spend my money, man. What's wrong with you?
So I don't know about y'all, but I can't tell you how many $100 loaves of bread I bought.
Right?
Man, my wife's like, I'm just gonna run up here and get some bread and some milk. All right, she comes back, she spent like $130-something. I'm like, what the hell is all this? Like 9 bags of groceries in here. What the hell? You're just supposed to get some bread and milk.
Well, my wife, she saw Angry Prepper's $300 Well, she decided to go to a Korean place and said, I can get more rice and get this other stuff. We go to this Korean flea market. And it is actually a grocery store. And I was talking to the guys, and I got a damn $299 worth of food. I'm guaranteed it's 7 months.
Oh, wow.
See, that seems like a double-edged
sword.
Yeah, because you figure just because you can get that food for that price doesn't mean you're going to use it.
Well, I try to explain to her that you only need stuff just for the seasons. If you have a disaster, what I'm going to do with all them canned goods that I canned, and a hurricane comes by and knocks over my fucking house, and there goes all my canned goods.
Yeah.
I'm cautious when it comes to people challenging me to spend money. You know what I mean?
But Hutch, challenge you to spend $1,000
on an RV.
On an RV. My cousin did that. He got a nice RV because it had hail damage, right? Mm-hmm. For like $2 or $4 grand, and it was a nice one. But he got him on like a ridiculous amount of money.
Yeah, that's bargaining there.
Yeah.
I seen a guy, we used to have something called Philip Morris cigarette company. And the guy who owned that damn company lived right there on this one road, and he had two vehicles. One was like a 55 Chevy, and then he had a 55 Chevy truck, and then he had a regular one of, it was a 1990 truck. And me and that guy wasn't paying attention, and they was bargaining. That boy got that darn 55 truck instead of that damn 90 truck. And that guy said, I thought it was the 90 truck. He said, nah, I want this right here. You made a deal with me. And I'll be damned, he walked out. $2,300, and that damn thing's worth like $26,000.
Wow.
Everything original. And that motherfucker put it in the damn garage, and he ain't moved it.
Some people just don't know what they got, man.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was stupid. Then I started thinking, what the hell did he do? And I started noticing that's called bargaining. So when I went and got my Toyota RAV, the guy wanted 10 for it. And my wife, I don't know what she did. I looked at it, I tested it, told her it's good. And I didn't know it needed a new sensor. I had to do that this week. But she got it for $2,000.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so she showed me she's the master. And I asked about that. She said, all women are bargainers. We go to a shopping area, we can bargain our shit down. Y'all men are not. And I'm going like, well, we're going to have to work on that.
Well, I'll bargain my ass off, but I got like a hard line and I'll walk away. Cause I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ain't emotionally attached to that stuff. I'll walk away in a heartbeat.
I'm terrible at bargaining.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely horrible.
My oldest brother will go to Nebraska Furniture Mart and try to negotiate on a recliner and stuff. You know what I mean?
But you're going to need that if we have a shift. You got to think about it.
Yes.
If you have a shift, you got to know how to bargain.
If
it gets to that point, you're pretty much screwed. I mean, if you don't know what you want to keep and give away, then that's kind of on you. At a certain point, what point is it like, okay, common sense stuff shouldn't be taught anymore? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I got a video on that too, bargaining.
What were you saying, Patriot?
I was just saying, I mean, other than like somewhere like Walmart or whatever, you know, I mean, I always try to, it's the least amount you can take for this, you know, because, that's just a little above the price I'm willing to pay, you know. I ended up walking out of a gun show with I got a 357 Magnum Ruger Black Hawk. I ended up walking out of there with $350. And the grips on it were really bad. I don't know what the hell somebody had done with that. The gun's a really nice gun, but I got him down about $50 on it, you know, and I was telling him, I was like, man, all these guys around here, I've been watching people trying to pay with them cards. I know that costs y'all extra money. I was like, I got cash, man. Screw them cards.
You see me in the mountains, you get a kick out of me in the mountains. I'll actually walk out with 10 grand before I even go to the mountains if I'm going to go shopping up there. because you can find antique shit that is useful for everything. And I will bargain my ass off to get what I need. Old tractor, the old-fashioned plow hooks with the horse. All my friends be sitting there going like, man, you go to the mountains and you going shopping there, you carry big money. I'm like, hell yeah, because I can find some.
See, that's the thing. Around here, we don't have a whole bunch of swap meets and stuff. We got a lot of those consignment shops that are ran by old ladies, and those chicks ain't budging. You know what I mean? So there's not even any point. And it's it's always too overpriced, expensive, fancy stuff. We don't have a lot of places to find that rustic kind of stuff that we want around here. So it's like, for the most part, the only option we got is you drive by somebody's house enough and you see enough junk in their yard, you get to the point where you're like, hey, I want that. Let me just go knock on the door and see if he wants to sell it. You know what I mean?
I did that before. But
hey, Cherokee, you want to take that challenge another step further, right? That $40 one you're talking about?
Yeah.
What if we do the $40? I'll go in there. I'll try to do it. Hopefully sooner than later, like this week or next week or something like that. But go in there and do that. Get as much as you can, and then without transferring any money anymore, take what you got for $40 and keep trading up and see what you get by the end of the year or the end of the summer.
That'd be awesome.
Oh yeah, that would be awesome.
Well, I mean, if you're talking about bargaining, I suck at it. But if I could sit there and go get a bicycle, whatever I get with $40, and I can keep on doing it, I'm curious how far we can take it.
That's smart right there. I wonder if my wife let me do that with them Japanese sword I got. Cause it's an old one. It's a World War II one. I just got to fix the casing. You want to see it?
Hell, I would even go a step further and say $40 is the only amount that you can spend all week challenge on food itself. Something like that.
What the hell's he doing over?
I don't know.
Hold on.
Oh. Okay, so there it is.
Wait a minute.
Oh, you better keep that.
Hey, see what's wrong with it? Bring it up where you can see it. See what's wrong with it?
How old is that thing?
It's from World War II, but it's actually older than that.
Oh, don't say that. You gotta keep that.
I'm still trying to find the name completely, and then after I clean the blade better, I should be able to see the name and then see how much it's really worth.
Wow.
A guy from Steve, he's one of the guys that has a military depression from war. He give it to me if I would give him back his gun. And I told him I'll give him his gun. I don't care about the sword, but he gave it to me anyway. But I didn't want to see him walking around with that gun and drinking, because one mistake in the wrong place with a police officer, he'd be gunned down. So he agreed with the deal, and I beat dog. He's already now starting drinking.
Nice.
And the drugs that they gave him for depression and stuff. That's what really got me. I got him reading the Bible. But that's
that's the kind of stuff I like. That old stuff. That's like that priceless stuff, because you're actually holding somebody's history in your hands. You know what I mean? Something that old.
Yeah. See, my uncle and them, they was Masons, and they got me into being what like they do. They collect shit. And I'm more of a Knights Templar. I'll collect it, but it's got to have some kind of more value than just money. It's got to mean something. And I ain't afraid to give it back to the person that really needs it.
What do you guys collect? Like just full blown, this is your nerd collection right here, and this is what you do. For me, I like the the metal cars, like the 1/16 die-cast metal cars, and the action figures and stuff. They're not toys; they're action figures. You know what I mean? I collect that kind of stuff. Like 80s. Yep. I mean, mine are a little bit more masculine, but yeah.
That's what I collect.
Hey, that's Mad Max, and that's freaking what's that show called? Oh no, hey. You know who it is? Jim Hopper from Stranger Things.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I collect old stuff. Just anything that's it doesn't have to have any, like, I guess, meaning. I guess I collect a lot of shot glasses and mugs and stuff too, but that's not really on purpose. It's just because I keep on.
There are 3 things I collect. This is from the Vatican right here. My Aunt Debbie, when she died, she made sure I got all her china, and she made damn sure I got the stuff from the Vatican. She paid high dollar for it, and I keep up with it. And music boxes. I also keep up with music boxes because women love them when they're old and they're kind of sentimental values with their ex-husband or something. So a woman passes away and she's looking what her husband didn't have. Oh, well, he had this right here, and I'll just leave the music box there.
So you're basically just collecting old lady traps.
Nah, more like old people shit.
You know what's going on.
My uncle's already figured it out.
I don't know. I've got a lot of knives. I collected a lot of ammo. I got a lot of fishing stuff. I'm not really. It's not really any one certain thing. You know, I like old stuff. You know, and I find some old stuff and I'll collect it, but it's not anything really in particular. You know, it's funny you mentioned the like the Hot Wheels. I've got a great big collection of old Hot Wheels. I've got some real old Hot Wheels and stuff, that I kind of collected up. Just kind of I'm more of a collect a lot of stuff thing, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, I thought the old Hot Wheels was cool, and like I said, I got a lot of fishing gear, a lot of fishing lures, a lot of old fishing lures, a lot of knives. Man, I've got a ton of knives, dude, just all kinds,
Well, the main reason I collected a lot of stuff of females, I thought I'd have me at least 5 or 6 kids, at least 4 girls and 4 boys.
Damn, that's too many, man. That's way too many.
That's the way it was in the old days. The only thing is what happened to my sister stopped me from having kids. I got mad about it. I said, until justice comes, I won't have no kids. I got a shitload of god kids, though, from all over the world.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. The 16-year-old is the baby, and he's about to be out of here. Man, I'm looking so forward to being empty now. I ain't even trying to hide it. I'm like, get the hell out. Move out now. Shit.
I've got, I was just looking at what B. Charman said. I've got my great grandmother's 3 of the cast iron pans that she used, skillets, and it got passed down to my grandmother, then my mom, and then to me. So I do have them too.
See, I mean, I know it seemed like a random question, but see, now look at all these people popping up talking about all the random stuff they collect. See, it's just bringing us. It's the small stuff that people overlook that actually makes us, like each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
We don't all have to be one thing. There's, so many things that make us cool or not. You know what I mean?
I'll show you how smart I was. Everybody in my family are rich, and I'm the only one that stuck with the common sense people. Go in the moving business and have people sit there give you shit. Like when you first get married, a rich person says, well, I'm moving out of this house and my wife's getting a new living room suit. You can have my old living room suit, and find out that damn thing ain't even been set on. I even got, that's my wife's bedroom suit. That shit's about 70 years old. Nobody slept on that damn bedroom suit except her. Person gave it to me, and I don't even know how much that motherfucker's worth.
Calm it down, James.
Oh, sorry.
I guess I'd probably have to say that knives is probably the biggest collection of stuff that I have.
So, Hutch, you go in the moving business, you can easily get you some free furniture, lawnmowers, and
hey,
just being yourself.
I ain't got the back to do any more of this heavy work.
I'm pushing that area. I'm 56. I got about like 10 more years, I won't be cutting no more trees or anything.
Because I was plotting on, I've got some opportunities to where I could get some more, some vacation land, you know what I mean, stuff like that. And I've got the possibility of actually starting to do the logging, and pretty much the logs, the firewood and everything that I could get off of it would literally pay for the entire land.
Yeah.
But it's like, man, I don't want to commit to something, because if I start it, I've got to do it. And it's going to kick my ass so bad that,
That's the reason I don't have to lift weights no more. I got plenty of weights. I give my weights to Chad's boys. I had over 1,000 pounds of weights. I'm cutting trees all the time. I'm getting here, you can have the weights. Y'all just come over and help me move the logs sometimes. I don't have to lift no weights. All them logs, that's good enough for me. Climbing a tree's full body work.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I was picking on Josh about push-ups and stuff.
Right.
Is that 22 there? Is that
That's
22?
what I was going to say. Before I started actually messing with you, I left a comment in your stuff and was like, man, I have never been able to do a pull-up or climb a rope or anything like that. I still can't to this day, and it freaking drives me crazy.
There's other things you can do to get yourself to that point, though. Smaller exercises, like working just the tiny muscle right here, and it's like grabbing onto a bar. And instead of doing a pull-up, you're literally just taking your shoulder and that lat part and just pulling back like that, and you lift your body.
Stretch.
You'll feel it. It's hard to do on here because you're just looking at me raise my arms, but you're hanging from the bar all the way out, and you're just with your shoulders, you're pulling your body like 2-3 inches. It strengthens up that beginning portion, so you can start getting to the point where it's easier.
Yeah. Yeah, that drove me crazy, man. I was at my best. I was benching like 470, and I still could not do a single damn pull up. And I'm like, what the hell,
If you never do it, you completely lose it. Because I mean, when I was younger, I did like 3, and that was it. I couldn't do it, and I built up to the point. And I was doing like with a vest on, I was doing more than 20 and things like that. I got out of the military, stopped working out, stopped doing stuff, went back, and I couldn't do one. So I had to build back into it, because if you stop, man, you lose it.
Yeah. Get back into it. We got the boys been pushing me for the last 2-3 years. We were supposed to build an outside gym over there, so hopefully we're going to get around to that this year. He wants the dip bars and the pull-ups and the rope, and we got to get a tractor tire out there and do all that crazy nonsense.
Get a rope, get a sledgehammer, get out. You could build a whole gym for almost nothing.
Yeah. See, that's what a lot of our stuff is. I got the chainsaw, and I've got logs laying around, so I'm not buying a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff I'm just improvising and using, just free weight logs as, barbells and stuff like that on some of these things. Hey, Rocky did it. I can do it.
You gonna play that? You gonna play that music in the background while y'all working out? That
I can't do the hair bands, but I'll put some screaming stuff on. You give me some Slipknot or some Mudvayne, I'll throw that on and do it.
I love
all kinds of weird stuff. I listen to all kinds of weird stuff when I work out.
Yeah, that drum. I could never go all the way across. I'd make it 2 or 3, and then I'd be like, "Oh, nope, can't do it."
I think it's funny because I'll drive down the road and I'll have my dadgum cowboy hat on and all that shit, and driving down the road listening to screaming metal or some freaking rap or something.
See, I was only born in '81, so I missed all the hairband stuff. I can't do Poison, a White Snake, none of that stuff. I can't do it. I seen my brother go through the '80s, and I'm like, this gay son of a bitch. You know what I
mean? What about Rat? What about Rat?
Nope, can't do it. I mean, I can one song from each band pretty much. I like Rat. I can do. It's not Round and Round, but it's one of those. And like Warrant, there's one song that I'll listen to with Bang Your Head and stuff like that. But for the most, I can't do it. It's too fluffy for me. You know what I mean?
I got to watch him on concert when he came to Kentucky, and then a friend that had a jacket, his girlfriend dropped it off the side of the top of the stadium, and that dumbass jumped for that sucker and went with it. After that, I stopped watching Rat and all the other heavy movies except Kiss or Motorhead.
I could do some Motorhead though.
I like
I like some Lemmy.
I like that song, The Game.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. He's got that decompression chamber over there, man. He plays some good Christian music. You guys should go check him out.
Hey, I ain't trying to bounce on him, but I still got to get some stuff done and go move some stuff for a friend.
Oh, I understand, man. We're just on here keeping time.
I'll be around, man. I'll be around. I'm always down to jump on a live stream. I think I like to hear myself talk too much.
Shit, thanks for swinging by, man. Appreciate you.
Oh yeah.
All right, take it easy, man.
Peace out, bro.
See you, bro.
Cherokee, Patriot, being chat.
God, I'm sitting there.